I'm Eric Novak, and coming up on this review, I'm going to take a look at the 2017 Nissan Murano. Back in 2003, Nissan really shook up the SUV marketplace by launching its first ever Murano. It was a unibody mid-size crossover, one of the very first of its kind at the time, and over the years since then, it's maintained its place as having a very distinctive styling and a fair amount of success as well. Now, last year in 2016, Nissan launched their third generation Murano, which I have here on the test drive this week, and I'm looking forward to taking a look at it and seeing how it fares up against its first iteration. The original Murano received its design inspiration from Italian Murano glassware. That's where they say it actually got its name from. With this third generation, though, it drew inspiration from the future, or at least from concepts. The Resonance concept vehicle that Nissan showed a year or two before this is where most of the design elements, you could say, were drawn from. There's really a lot of attractive sculpted lines across the body of the Murano. A ribbed belt line and sculpted flare outs here on the back. One of the more attractive and noticeable features is something they call a floating roof. What you have here is you have a blacked out B-pillar, a blacked out C-pillar, and a D-pillar, and with the contrast you get the appearance of what is a sort of a floating roof, sort of a spacey spaciousness type of effect. They tried it in other vehicles in their new sort of design lineup, like the Maxima. It didn't quite work. It really does work here. The new Murano from compared to Gen 2 is a bit lower and wider. It's actually more aerodynamic too. It's about 16% more aerodynamic, a 0.31 coefficient of drag, which basically means it cuts through the wind pretty well for a vehicle of its size. And you move up here, you've got the boomerang signature front headlights and tail lights, and even that V-motion grille, which is part of the overall new design aesthetic. Combined, this whole packaging is really quite nice and something I really like. So inside the third generation Murano, I really like the combination of traditional but advanced design overall. What I really dislike sometimes with some of the newer vehicles is it's way too technologically advanced. Touchless screens, difficult interfaces. It can get a bit overwhelming. With the Murano, though, we have, say, example for the center console, a solid 8-inch touchscreen to control your navigation, your audio, your phone, but you also have buttons for important and more common features like your volume and pressing the map and accessing the main menu. I like that. The information display in front has a combination of LED and analog gauges, which is responsible and I think easy to understand overall. The seats, I gotta admit, I love these zero gravity seats. They're really some of the best in the business, and not only here in the front with the Murano, but in the second row you have sort of 3 cushion rear seats, which even recline as well, which is quite unique in the segment, and I really think it's a benefit for those sitting in the second row with lots of leg room as well. It's quite spacious in that second row too, and so a very comfortable ride for all 5 passengers. But overall, the inside of this Murano is something that's got a big thumbs up for me. Cargo capacity for the Murano is 32.1 cubic feet behind the second row and 67 cubic feet with the second row down, an amount I had to use all of while bringing home a new dishwasher that my wife and I had purchased during the week of this review. And the dishwasher fits perfect. overall the 2017 Nissan Murano is a fun car to drive in. The responsive 3.5-liter V6 dual overhead cam engine produces 260 horsepower and 240 pound-feet of torque. Not enough to go racing with, but more than enough to meet the demands of a vehicle like this would be expected to carry out. The standard Xtronic CVT transmission may not be everyone's favorite, but for general, seamless, and fuel-efficient driving, it does the trick just fine. The interior of the Murano while driving is quiet, and the available heated front and rear seats, as well as heated steering wheel, make it comfortable in all weather conditions. For those looking for towing, the Murano is rated for 1,100 pounds, which is good for a small boat or a bicycle trailer. All in all, the Murano provides a driving experience that is refined and perfectly suited for the family-focused consumer that this crossover is designed to appeal. Back in 2003, Nissan really shook up the SUV market with its launch of the new Murano. And with this third generation, first launched in 2016, now is in 2017, I think they're doing more of the same. I really like the look of this vehicle. It's probably one of my favorite designs in the whole segment. And you combine with the comfortable and spacious interior. I mean, I moved a dishwasher inside this. I brought one home, combined with effective fuel economy, 9.9 liters combined per 100 kilometers. Now, I'm a little bit above that, but it's winter time. I know it's bang on the money. Overall, this is a vehicle that I would strongly recommend someone considering if you're in this marketplace. But you know, it's a good driving car too, and because it's just a nice day, I think that's what I'm going to do to finish off this report. But for EnviroDad.com, I'm Eric Novak. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again. There's plenty of ways for you to keep connected with me, so check out some of my social media links, suggested videos, and you know, I'd really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel.